That was a really bad episode, I thought. But the numbers may tell a different story. Let's see what the numbers say, Jim.
800 and what thousand?
This past week, AEW Dynamite on TBS, Wednesday, February 28th, 8 to 10:02 p.m. On average, 822,000 viewers.
Boy, they
minus
still
1%, minus 1% from last week.
They still stay in that pocket. These people would eat the Elmer's glue and thank you for the ice cream. They will tolerate anything.
Well, Jim, we'll see how much they tolerated on this night. So AEW Dynamite, these were compiled by WrestleNomics. Quarter 1, 8 to 8:15 p.m. Adam Page, Samu, I was about to combine a couple names there. Swerve Strickland and Samoa Joe's live promo.
Samu.
And the Young Bucks backstage arrival promo. 983,000 viewers.
Wow. So again, they start with almost 1 million, thanks to our friend Sheldon.
Well, that's right.
What are they going to do with them?
Well, we're going to take them to quarter 2, 8:15 to 8:30 p.m. An ad break. The beginning of Eddie Kingston and FTR versus Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli and Jon Moxley with picture-in-picture ads. 804,000 viewers.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So we're back to normalcy. Remember last week, for whatever reason, they held some people, but now we've lost 179,000 people in 15 minutes.
That's a big drop quickly. Again,
you know what? They're going to have to come back. They're going to have to come back at some point in the show to make their average. So I'm interested to see where that is.
And again, that first minute being the Big Bang Theory, it's going to prove every single week the average AEW audience is in the range of 800,000 viewers, minus that.
Yeah.
So maybe even lower. Quarter 3, the continuation of the 6-man tag match, 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. 799,000 viewers. Oh, by the way, picture-in-picture ads, I should have.
Okay. Well, I'm surprised only 5,000 people said, my God, there has to be more meaning to life than watching this.
Well, the meaning of life was still being searched for in quarter 4. How's that for a rhyme?
There you go.
8:45 to 9 p.m. An Atlantis video, a Lionheart Chris Jericho backstage promo, an ad break, Will Ospreay and Don Callis' family's live promo, and then the Young Bucks backstage confrontation with Eddie Kingston. 835,000 viewers.
Well, got 36,000 back, and I can't imagine out of that list you just read what they'd want to see, but good for them.
Well, good for them. Let's see if the goodness continues into quarter 5, the big 9 o'clock hour.
9 o'clock hour, the big top of the hour.
Top of the hour, 9 to 9:15 p.m. Orange Cassidy versus Nick Wayne with picture-in-picture ads.
242,000. Why would you do that? I mean, even if you're not offended by just the presence of pockets, why would you put him against this fucking bland mope-faced teenager at the 9 o'clock hour? Oh, this'll draw him in like flies.
Well, mopiness is in the eye of the beholder, but the number, Jim, is 799,000 viewers.
Wow. So they picked up 36,000 from 3 to 4, and those same 36,000 said, oh, we've made a drastic error and left. Okay.
We now go to what is known as quarter 6.
In some circles.
9:15 to 9:30 p.m. The finish of the aforementioned match. The post-match with the Undisputed Kingdom, Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero. An ad break. The Bang Bang Scissor Gang's backstage promo. And the start of Chris Statlander versus Sky Blue. With picture-in-picture ads. 767,000 viewers.
Ouch. And that's another 32,000. So now we've gone from 983 to 767. We got 2 quarters to go.
That's right. Quarter 7, 9:45 to 10 p.m. 9:30 to 9:45.
Yeah.
Chris Statlander versus Sky Blue continued with a post-match with Julia Hart and Willow Nightingale and Stokely Hathaway. The Young Bucks backstage finding Sting's room of bats, an ad break, and the start of Chris Jericho versus Atlantis Jr. with picture-in-picture ads. 766,000 viewers.
So Jericho managed to run another 1,000 off. He's not the ratings draw that Pockets is now.
They don't really call him the demo god anymore, do they?
Boy, unless you're talking about Demolition, he's demolishing the ratings.
Hey, Demolition were awesome. Let's not compare Chris
I'm not
Jericho
talking about
to
the
Demolition.
team. I'm talking about the act.
Underrated. One of the great tag teams. But let's go now, Jim, to quarter 8. 9:45 to 10 p.m. I remind you we have an overrun.
And but people had to think there was something going to go on with Sting and something going to go on with these two weasels looking for him. And one would think that they would have wanted to see Sting. Certainly to God, they had to come back somewhat.
Well, Chris Jericho versus Atlantis Jr. continued with the post-match celebration with Atlantis, and they all hugged, followed by the Young Bucks confrontation with Darby Allin, Ric Flair, and Sting's appearance. 810,000 viewers.
Wow.
2-minute overrun, 891,000 viewers.
Okay, all right. For 2 minutes, suddenly 81,000 people said, oh my God, we're almost missing it. Ric Flair and Sting in a segment and 810,000. At least they got 44 back. But you got your calculator over there, Brian. Do what we did before. Add up quarters 2 through 8, leave off quarter 1 and the overrun, and see what the average is when it's just all AEW all through the quarter.
I am doing that right now. Let me restart now that you threw me off.
Well, you got to be able to multitask.
Oh, come on. 799 plus 835 plus 799 plus 767 plus 766 plus 810 plus, oh, that's it.
That's it.
Divided by 7 equals 797,000 viewers.
797,000 people. Take out the first quarter that's artificially inflated every week that we know, and take out the overrun that's ridiculous and that they're fudging the numbers for. And you get 797,000 people this time, which is lower than last time we did this exercise. And out of 7 quarters, only 3 of them were above 800,000 in the body of the show. And it's getting worse because the show is getting worse and nobody can tell him because he won't listen.
The trend lines show it for the overall audience. They hold pretty steady with the key demo right now, but the key demo is starting to get to the point where it's going to be the bigger audience pretty soon. But 800,000, give or take, and literally in this case, 797, 800,000 is the audience that's going to watch them on TV. And they're locked in kind of at that number. And it seems like they every now and then get a nice little burst, but then they lose a little more breath and they go a little bit they fall a little bit further, and the trend line starts showing that. They're not doing a great job of building anything. They may think they have good builds, but they're going to get the same people to buy the pay. I know Dave Meltzer did some kind of study where, all the pay-per-view buys AEW has, it was actually like 90. No, I shouldn't give a percentage because I don't remember it, but it was like the majority of it were different people. Never the same people buying the pay-per-views. All different people.
You know why that is, don't you? Because once that people go on record as buying one of these pay-per-views with the cable company, they change their name. They're ashamed. They're embarrassed to be grouped in that category. So they're trying to hide their identities.
Well, maybe people aren't rich, and you have to find a rich friend that will buy the AEW pay-per-view, but you may not be able to get him to buy a second one, so you got to find another rich friend.
Yeah.
Because, poor people typically don't like AEW, according to Dave Meltzer. But I was saying something, and I don't even remember what it was, actually.
Well, neither does Tony.
I guess that was the point. The pay-per-views, it's the same audience. Like, they're going to do in the range of 140,000 to 110,000. Ring of Honor being a little different. And they're about to introduce more pay-per-views, so it'll be very interesting because they're $50 a pop minimum.
At what point do their most devoted fans have to go out and take a second job to afford all the pay-per-views?
And again, the storylines and everything, nothing's getting better.
There's more of it.
Yes.
It's not good and it's not getting any better, but there's so much more of it.
Well, that was Dynamite, the go-home episode for the Revolution pay-per-view.